Hi, and welcome to Dear Jamie, the show where I answer your most pressing questions about higher ed marketing and enrollment. Today's question comes from Jessica. She says, I find networking really challenging. It's not something I enjoy, but it's something I know I need to be doing. How can I motivate myself? I honestly feel like networking is one of the most valuable investments you can make in your personal and professional growth. But a lot of people think about it as asking for favors or just handing out business cards at events. And truly, honestly, if you're doing it that way, I can see why you don't enjoy it and why you don't want to do it. If you are more focused on building authentic relationships, you can start to see networking as being something that enriches your life beyond the professional. A network can help you do all kinds of things. It can help you develop new ideas. It can help you with your career challenges, but you can also build true friendships with people that can be there for you when you're going through difficult times and that you can be there for when they're going through difficult times. Most of my very closest friends have come from building relationships within the higher education industry. For many people, you're thinking about networking as walking into a room full of strangers and striking up a conversation, and that can trigger a lot of anxiety and self-doubt. I've been there. I am not a natural, I'm just going to walk up to someone and say hello. It takes a lot of guts for me to do that. But if I focus more on building a connection and less on making a good first impression, if I focus more on being curious instead of like mercenary about I need to make this connection, I have found it a lot easier. So when you're going to an event, just prepare some simple conversation starters and remember that people really enjoy talking about themselves. So just keep asking them questions as you get more and more comfortable. Like any skill, confidence grows through repetition. And I think you build a muscle memory the more you do it. As you're building your network and doing this more and more, you're going to find it easier and easier to do it in the future. And before you know it, you'll know people everywhere. I think one of my favorite things in the world is when somebody reaches out to me and says, do you know anybody who does this or that, or who's in this position I could talk to? And I can say, I do, and connect that person to someone. So if you think about building a network as giving you the ability to actually know people in the industry that can help you and your network, I think you'll find it a little bit easier. But again, it's always about mindset. Don't go into it with anxiety. Go into it being genuinely curious about other people. My second question today comes from Kate. Kate asks, how can I build more psychological safety for my team and encourage greater creativity? And I think this is a great question because I think even when we're good, empathetic bosses, we might not be giving people the space that they can do their most creative work. And one way to do that is to ask questions more than you answer questions and to provide feedback in a way that's very constructive and recognizes that somebody has put potentially a lot of themselves out there in suggesting something that's risky. So while your instinct about something that isn't quite right might be to say, we can't do that, pause and ask yourself instead, what piece of this might be something that we can work with? And ask yourself, if I shoot this down, is this going to demoralize the person? And instead, frame your feedback around what is good about the product, what is good about the idea, and give folks encouragement and acknowledgement that you value that they brought you an out-of-the-box idea and encourage them to continue doing it. So it's a lot about how you deliver that feedback. And I would say you don't ever want to discourage a sense of creativity, a sense of innovation, and a sense of play. So the more that you can build those opportunities for people to build that muscle memory, the better outcomes you'll have. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question for me, send an email to jamie@solvehighered.com, and I may include your question in an upcoming video.